I'll be your host. So this section is information and eligibility assessments. And we're just delaying some time because of the environmental. So because of some people that may come, but however, we'll start. Anybody that comes will join us. As I mentioned before, I'm Dean. I am the senior immigration program advisor at Sponsor is International Recruitment. Some people may know us as Sponsor is Travels. So Travels is no longer in our name. So it's Sponsor is International Recruitment Limited. So we remove Travels so that the name can reflect what we do. Sponsor is International Recruitment is an international recruitment that's help candidates to secure job and help them to secure visa and offer sponsorship. So we don't do travel related thing in terms of visas. We don't do visitors visa. We don't do student visas or any other visa. Basically, what we do is the recruitment process. And I know that one of the reasons why you are here or people that come here, one of the reasons is to know how our program works. And most of you also have some knowledge of how a program works before you're here. Other persons also are here to know how genuine is sponsor is. So all of these things we'll be discussing. So there are two sides to today's section. One side is information. The other side is assessment and eligibility. There are some persons, the reason why they come here is for the information side. Or there are some persons, they only qualify for the information side. The other persons, they can move from one side to the next side. And what qualifies one for the eligibility assessment is when you submit your documents. So if you don't submit your documents, there's no way I can assess you. So it's the documents that determines whether we will evaluate you, assess you or not. Because from your documents, from looking at your face, we don't know what you can do. It's your document and the information you fill on the form before coming to this place. But if you don't submit your documents, it means that it's only the information. So at the very end, there's nothing we can do. From WhatsApp, asking you, we bring people here so that we can educate. And that's the reason why also we ask people as you come, you can come with anybody. You can come with a friend, a family member, a lawyer, or anybody of your choice so that you can have adequate information on how our program works. So if you don't listen, the next person, or if this one get half, this one get half, I say 2 is better than 1. So don't be pressured to make payment. You are not here to make payment. We don't accept payment today for any persons. We are not here to persuade you to work with us. We're not here to sell our program to you. We don't do that. What we hear is information. After information, information of 2 sides. You decide, then we decide. There are some things we would like to decide.
Sorry. You remind me of the name again.
Sponsor is International Recruitment Limited. Yes. One of the reasons why we invite people is for people to understand what we do. We know that some people have experiences, have met different agents, companies, or whatever. We are not agents. As I mentioned before, we are not a travel-related agency. We are human resource, international human resource. But people don't still really know what we do. They get confused. That is why after you have chatted or send you voice note and all of that, we still bring you here And why also other people ask questions, you listen, we respond, so you get to know. So at the very end, you know what we do and how we do what we do. Sometimes people have different things in mind when they come to places like this. Some people think that what is keeping them why they have not traveled is money. So because I don't have money, that's why I have not traveled to another country to work. And because I have money now, I'm coming to give sponsor is money so that they can take me abroad. That is not true. That's not how traveling works when it comes to work. There are different type of travels. The process of securing a visitor's visa or tourist visa is different from the process at which you get a job and travel. Student visa or that process different. There are different processes of traveling. They are different, even though people mixed it up, and that is the reason why. So it's not money that is keeping people here. You can't pay anybody. There's nobody you pay here or agency you pay the person take you there. It's impossible. So it's not money. Money is not what takes people abroad for work. What takes people abroad for work is skill. There must be that skill, there must be that value you want to contribute in a company that will make somebody to employ you. So it's not the money. If it is the money, we'll not see anybody here. People have 20 million. If Canada opens the border, say 500 million to go, most people will go. So it's not money thing. And that's one of the messages we pass. So don't think of money. That's why here we don't ask people to pay money. So it's at the very end, after you have understood what we do and how we do it and what we don't do. So you make decision. About agencies, we know that people have in Nigeria, we call them agents, so to say. People that say I can help you to travel. No agents can buy travel for you or can give visa for you. It's not possible. Agent does not issue visa. Have issuing visa authorities. This the embassies or government authorities of a particular country that issues visa. What agent or somebody can do is to apply for you. Just like you want to go to school, you have to apply for admission. And they will now look at the application and decide. So that is how it is. So you cannot pay somebody or you don't pay us, sponsor is international recruitment, to get visa for you. It doesn't work that way. We don't have the rights or the authority to give visas. So sometimes people who reach out to us, even people who register with us, sometimes they say, I've not seen my visa, I've not seen my visa. You know, they don't even talk about job. The job is not in the brain. What is in the brain is I've not seen my visa. If you explain to them that what we're even to is job process, it's like you're talking stories that I need this visa. So that's why, and these are not information you pass online, because while you're passing information online, you see a lot of distractions and a lot of things. And when it comes to work, there are different parties involved. And more especially when it comes to us, how we operate, there are parties involved in the process of traveling. One of the parties is employer. There must be an employer who is willing to employ you for your skill. Before that person employs you, there must be a way of knowing that you can do that job. Because nobody will employ you in his company just like that to be paying you salary. You cannot bribe somebody for that. It's impossible. So, and the employer themselves, they have their own responsibility in this process and what they can do and what they cannot do. An employer cannot give you a visa. What employer does is to give you a job offer, which is employment letter. It cannot give you a visa, and it cannot influence the process of getting visa. Yes, to some extent, there may be relationship, but it is not in his hand to issue visa. Visa is issued by the immigration. There are other parties also who are there, have the candidates. You that want to travel, you're a party in the process. A candidate is the main person when it comes to moving abroad to work. It's just like even here in Nigeria, they say some company have sacked workers. There are still people they did not sack in the company. Don't sack everybody. There are people who still, there are people that sack people. And it is based on value. So your value determines your success when it comes to travel for work. So it is the skill that is being evaluated in the process. Like you came now, we're asking you to submit documents. It is still your skill, it is you. There's no magic, there's no here. It is your skill. Then after us, our recruitment partners also, it is still your skill they look at. It is still you in the process. Employers have an interview with you, it is still you. So you are the one, you're just passing through a road, a medium, a process to go. If you also submit visa application, it is still you that immigration is evaluating. And if you look at it, these parties are independent. No one can actually influence the other or make decision for other. For instance, you cannot tell an employer to employ you. It's impossible. Just meet an employer, please employ me. You cannot do that. The employer will decide if you are the right person. Employer should to employ you. Because what we can do is to prepare you for that position. And you have to also go through an interview. So if you go through interview, it is the interview that determines what decision employer makes. Or we cannot tell our recruitment partners, take these candidates, because they themselves are recruited or paid by the employer to hire somebody. It's a trust. So we cannot tell them to betray their own trust. Just like the way you come to us, that's how employer come to them. So we cannot tell them, take this candidate, when they know that this candidate does not meet up. You see that there's limit. The same way employer cannot tell immigration, I've given this person a job, give him visa. You can't do it. Or even immigration telling employer, employ this person, is independent. But people does not understand this. They believe that when they pay money, they travel. Actually, that is not. It's a myth. That's not real. Yeah, there are processes. That's actually when it comes to maybe visitors visa. Maybe visitors visa is between you and immigration. You apply. If you can, you don't need to meet anybody. Submit the application to immigration website. They evaluate it. Even at that point, sir, if you can't make decision for immigration, you still have to wait. You dance to their tones. If they stay 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you cannot influence it. They make their decision. But what I'm trying to say is that the distance between you and the other side is you and there. But for this particular place, there are parties that you don't have control over. This one don't have control over to this. This one don't have control over. This one don't have control over. So it's independent. And in the process, it is you that is being evaluated. The reality force that you have to have skill that employer needs. And also you have to prove that you have that skill. Like we had an interview day for yesterday here. one of our candidates. What we did was we prepared the candidate. He came here for interview. So we advised him to come here from Ikorodu. He came here. The interview was around 1:30, which is 10 o'clock Canadian time, because one of our Canadian came here. He attended the interview. It was there. Me, I was at the background office there. Our company said they're going to do documentary of the candidate from when it started. You see the process, the preparation, and everything. He attended the interview there. There's no way you cannot influence it. He was there, discussing. I saw the anxiety, and there's nothing you can do. So this see travel. What you do determines it there. Although fortunately for him, he qualified. Even it's not up to 1 hour as he left here. I was still in the office. He now sent me screenshot that they have passed the interview. So they asked him to submit documents for dependent and all of that for the next stage. The candidate has been with us this a year and registered with us. So when it comes to travel, there are processes we would like people to understand. That's why we don't fine tune it. We don't put testimonials, because if we lure you to pay money, you still get stuck. The process is always there, based on our structured process. It's still you that you still face it. We cannot manipulate it. So you just need to take your time and understand how the whole process works and make a decision. So when you go home from here, you sit down, look at our programs, look at how it works, look at what we say we do, look at what we say we don't do, look at everything and decide. There are other persons who promise different things. We don't guarantee what we can do just to, get people to pay. So, as I mentioned before, how we operate is this. We're one of the parties in the process of travel. We work with different recruitment companies. These recruitment companies that we work comes and go. The comes and go, I mean, is depend on where our relationship aligns. And what they do is that in the other side, they have employers. In this other side, we have candidates. We send candidates application to them. After we have done our process, then they review those documents for the position we have submitted. Now match the candidate with an employer who needs that candidate. The employer or them schedules what we call pre-screening or interview. So if it is with them, it is pre-screening. Or sometimes, depends on the job, the employer may rely on them to do the actual interview. So they will interview the candidates. And most of the times it's through Zoom or Google Meet. So the candidates have to sit down to respond based on the qualification the candidate has stated. Then if the candidate qualifies, the employer issues a job offer or employment letter to that candidate. Then our recruitment partners apply for either work permits based on country or visa. And that is the process. As I mentioned before, that's different parties that do different things. Also don't do different things. The opposite. As you come in the next, all of you will travel. Guarantee 100%. That's what most people like. People want to travel. That's what they like to hear. So we'll call you. Do you have 1 month processing time? Say no, no. Say it's 8 months. No, I'm not. I want to leave this country now. Yeah, I'm tired. Express. So these are some of the information we'd like also to give out before um, explaining our individual programs. Is good you understand all of this. But basically, in a nutshell, for a candidate to travel from here, you are sitting down till you travel. There's a structured process, step by step, that we have. Each candidate must pass, and it is serial, one after another. You can't bypass it. And that's why any candidate who comes to us will tell you from day one the process. So you will know the process. And also we make it clear to you as the process unfolds. As we move, you see 1, 2. So anywhere we are, you know where we are. One of the process is this. This is the starting point. Call it information and eligibility assessment section. So you come here. Some people choose online based on location or situations. We'll provide you information on how our process works. You submit your documents. We'll go through the documents. We know the kind of or skill or experience of people who can help to secure job. Those ones, we qualify those ones. It's okay, we can help you. And that qualification comes in different formats. Some format is based on country. Okay, you choose this country. Based on your skill, we cannot help you. This country, these are the countries we can help you. Other how that process works there. At this point, there's little or more you can actually influence because you are handed over the project, the application to them. So you have to wait for them to match with an employer. Then they will schedule an interview. Interview also is scheduled through that email. So everything happens transparently on the email. Even the application submitted happens there. Everything, documents, CV created, cover letter created, everything happens there. So when they schedule you for interview, it is now will come up again to prepare you for interview based on the job. Just like what happened to. He was the one that even chatted me on WhatsApp that they scheduled. First of all, candidates, because he's the one that created the email. So I'm sure he used his phone. He got notification when they asked him if he's still interested in continue with the application of the position submitted. He reached out to me, sent me the screenshot. I said, yes, you should say yes. So I created a response, sent to him on WhatsApp. He responded to them. Then they responded, scheduled an interview. So it was day for yesterday, which on 22nd, we had the online section for the interview preparation. We prepared day for yesterday. I mean, that was that all these things were happening. He's aware. We're not telling him this, we're not telling him stories. That is how it goes. So now what we have to do next week is to submit the document which they requested, which is educational qualification, trainings, dependents, other information like that. So after submitting it, we have to wait for them to make decision. Then I have to check whether the document submitted aligns with the information. Once they verify that, they give him job offer, they move over to this application. If it does not align, There's no how. It's simple, and it's a just like you also will do. Employer will not, because what he want to do is not to make money. He's looking for the right person, and that's why we advise people. We don't need to provide false information, because if you provide false information, you're going to prove it. In most cases, it cannot hide it. But most of the times, before they call you for interview, it means you are the right person. But it's for you to prove. It's a proof now. Proof that you. It depends on how you are proving that you are this person. Just like as he qualified for the interview and they asked him to provide this document. Are you married? Yes, you're married. We saw that you say you're married. How many kids do you have? 2 kids. When did you marry? So. You should provide marriage certificate that tallies with that. When did you graduate? You stated your graduate said so. You have BS, yes, okay. Where? You should provide something that tallies. You attended this training. When did you attend? Okay, those things have to be tallied. You have to connect. They're simple. This is how it works. And after that, they give him job offer. Congratulations. The next thing is move on to visa. Then they prepare application required for visa. Then submit application. Influence the visa process, because they are not immigration. Your own is okay. They know what is required. They get the information from the candidates. Refine it just as we refine the CV. Submit. Then wait for approval. They cannot go and say, immigration approved this thing. We have given this person job. It doesn't work that way. When they approve it, they come to candidate, okay, congratulations, approved. The next thing is to travel. So the next thing to travel here is that's where our sponsorship comes in, which covers flight, accommodation, airport pickup. Even in most cases, for most of our candidates that have traveled, the employer has even supported when it comes to that place. Like people don't like coming here. People like pay money, and you guarantee them 100% to refund them if it doesn't work. And as you guarantee 100% it doesn't work, they are not interested in what you're doing. They are waiting for their money. Some people prefer to get 100% refund than traveling. You may not understand. Some people, their brain prefers that you guarantee them to refund them back. They pay 2 million, that you refund them back than traveling. If you tell that, they want to hold that money. They want to get that money, So basically, that is how our program works. Now, I will, if you don't have any question around, then we'll move on properly to the programs we have. Some people don't pay attention to details. Even booking this form, some people don't read what is in the form. Is the fill, submit. So everything are there. So everything I'm going to explain about our program are there on the website. So if you go there, you see every bit of it. Yes, ask questions based on what I've just discussed, but program specific is after explanation. Go ahead.